Hey, what's going on, guys? The Heart Pirates TCG here, and I'm bringing you a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time now, but I just haven't really had the motivation to do it because I felt like the meta was kind of stale. But this video I'm very excited about because it's something that's kind of important to me, and I think it's just important in general because whenever I was younger, I didn't have a lot of money to play card games, so I was always looking for meta budget friendly decks. That wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg, and I was always on the lookout for that, and also just looking to play fun decks entirely. So I'm gonna start out with this video right here, with this deck right here. And this is going to be a Captain Kidd deck that I actually put as a deck profile. If you want to check out the last video that I made, it's a Captain Kidd deck profile. I've been playing this deck a lot, and I found a lot of success with it in the tournaments that I play at, and I go to a pretty good locals full with really good players. So I went like 3-1 and 4-1 with this deck right here out of the two locals that I played at. And so I think this deck is really good. The only cards that are kind of expensive are this Kidd right here. This Kidd's about $13-ish, somewhere around there, and then this Law is around the same. You can find it like $10-11. Other than that, everything else is pretty cheap. Odin's like $5-6. Beige is like $1 or so. Punk Gibson's like 80 cents, something like that. Kids a couple dollars. So it's not really too expensive of a deck. You can definitely get this for under $100, and I think it's really strong, especially if you play it right. And I think this is going to be a really good deck, especially if you're looking to play a deck on a budget. The next deck that we're going to play is something that I actually built recently that I've also had some success with just playing on the simulator. I haven't played this at any, real tournament, but that's just because I've been having a lot of fun with Kidd, so I haven't really tried playing GARP at a super hyper level of competitiveness, but I think this deck is really good. The only cards that are kind of expensive are this Brook right here. This Brook's about $12 a copy. Sakazuki's like 6 or 7-ish. Borsalino's 11 or 12 depending on where you buy it from. Everything else is relatively cheap. They're like commons to rares. Some of them are coming in the structure deck and things like that, but other than that, this deck is pretty inexpensive, and I think it's pretty good, and it'll help you win some games, maybe even a tournament if you play it right. And the last deck that we're going to actually talk about is actually going to be, where is this thing at? It's going to be this Magellan deck. Now, the only thing about this is it's going to be a little bit tougher to get these cards entirely, just because no one wants to sell Queen right now because it's used in basically every single purple deck. It's about $18 or $19 a copy, so we couldn't put 4 of them in here. So that, as well as King, who's about $4 or $5, takes up most of your budget. Everything else is relatively inexpensive though. Uta, Orochi, X-Drake, Sadie, they're all like anywhere from like 10 cents to, $1 or $2, at most like 3-ish. So you can definitely get this deck for around $100. If you have a little bit extra money and you can afford that last Queen, then you can put that Queen in there and then take out like a Domino or something like that. But you can play this deck as well at a meta level or at a tournament level and do pretty well with it. I think all 3 of the decks that I showed you are actually pretty good. And if you are a good pilot of these decks and commit the time to playing these decks, I think you can see some success with it, and maybe even win a tournament or 2. But let me know what you guys think if you're going to try these decks, if you want to see more videos like this. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out with me today. If you guys haven't joined our Discord, you totally should. Shout out to all my Patreon people as well. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.